It's great.
Well, no, me, think so. Brian, why? It's an adult, it's still great. You don't have any time to set something up. Like, you are. I guess because the rain, rain is all.
Yeah, it makes sense.
It's like you. She was. He said, thank you.
You say?
Hey,
You
like,
doing all right? Moving.
This one's that's on the menu.
You know what you
You want to help it.
Oh, shit. Oh, I had love it.
Yeah, we-
Yeah.
You know, everybody ran together.
Mayor, can I get a picture really quick, a picture for the paper?
Sure.
Okay, if everybody can get, they want all the council and everybody.
Down here?
Yeah, please.
See if I can get in here and get everybody.
I might have to, I think I did last time.
You have to get up on my shoulders or something?
Right. Tim, calm down. No, we're good. I won't fall. Is everybody ready? We got it. Okay, you're good. Thank you. Yes.
This is fine. Yeah.
What that is. Oh, stuff. Vanilla. Yeah. Okay, I want to call the meeting to order, February 23rd, 2026. Can we have a roll call of order?
Councilmember Yancey.
Here.
Councilmember Miller.
Here.
Councilmember Hilliker.
Here.
Councilmember Turner.
Here.
Councilmember Rains.
Here.
Councilmember Vickers.
Here.
Councilmember Dawson.
Here.
Councilmember Draper.
Here.
Mayor.
Here.
I'm here.
Okay. Stand for the pledge of allegiance. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Dear Lord, guide our hearts forward with love and care, with a focus on future and unity, with an understanding of your will be done. Amen.
Amen.
Meeting minutes, city council meeting February 2nd, 2026. The mayor called the meeting to order at 6:00 PM. Roll call was taken. All council members were present except Councilmember Hilliker. The mayor, recorder treasurer, and city attorney were also present. Councilmember Hilliker arrived later prior to the first vote. All stood for the pledge of allegiance and the mayor performed the invocation prayer. The mayor asked for Public Works Director Chris Bigness to address the community on plowing of roads after recent snowstorm. Chris explained how his team had prepared for the storm and his strategy and the equipment and limitations when dealing with packed snow and ice. He stated that chains are on order for the grader. There was a discussion regarding possible enhancements to equipment and a future salt box was mentioned. The meeting minutes from the city council meeting December 18th, 2025 were read by the recorder treasurer. A motion to accept the minutes was made by Councilmember Raines and seconded by Councilmember Hilliker. Minutes were approved by voice vote. Treasurer's report. A motion to accept the treasurer's report was made by Councilmember Hilliker and seconded by Councilmember Draper. The report was approved unanimously by roll call vote. Committee reports. A motion to accept committee reports was made by Councilmember Raines and seconded by Councilmember Miller. The reports were approved unanimously by roll call vote. There was no old business. New business. Ordinance 2026-01 was read by the recorder treasurer for the first time. This ordinance changes water hookup fees to cost of components plus 20%. A motion was made by Councilmember Miller and seconded by Councilmember Vickers to suspend the rules and read the ordinance a second time by title. The motion passed unanimously by voice vote. The recorder treasurer read this ordinance a second time by title only. A motion was made by Councilmember Hilliker and seconded by Councilmember Miller to suspend the rules and read the ordinance a third time by title. The motion passed unanimously by roll call vote. The recorder treasurer read the ordinance a third time by title only. A motion was made by Councilmember Raines and seconded by Councilmember Miller to approve the ordinance. The ordinance was approved unanimously by roll call vote. Resolution 2026-01 was read by the recorder treasurer. This resolution sets the fee value for 2026 in ordinance 2025-02 at $80. There was much discussion about the Parks and Recreation budget and what the money was being used for. The recorder treasurer explained that the budget was based on numbers from the special administrator and the addition of reserves for the lakes, dams, and pool. The motion was made by Councilmember Raines and seconded by Councilmember Miller to approve the measure. The motion passed unanimously by roll call vote. Resolution 2026-02 was read by the recorder treasurer. The resolution sets the council meeting schedule for 2026. The motion to approve the resolution was made by Councilmember Hilliker and seconded by Councilmember Dawson. The measure passed by voice vote. Resolution 2026-03 was read by the recorder treasurer. This resolution gives council approval of actual revenue and expenditures made by the city in 2025. This is the amended budget. A motion was made by Councilmember Hilliker and seconded by Councilmember Dawson to approve the measure. The motion passed unanimously by roll call vote. Resolution 2026-04 was read by the recorder treasurer. This resolution approves the city's request for a legislative audit for 2025. It is a required part of the process. A motion was made by Councilmember Dawson and seconded by Councilmember Miller to approve the measure. The resolution passed by voice vote. Public comments. Uriah Mead presented a request for approval for stocking of fish in 3 lakes. Further discussion to follow in the next finance meeting. Councilmember Raines brought up fees for the use of the community center by Boating and Fishing Club. There was a long discussion about who should pay and who shouldn't. Further discussion to follow in the next finance meeting. Tommy Billingsley announced that there's a golfers meeting on Thursday night. There was a discussion about pro shop inventory and possible discrepancies. There was also a discussion about misuse of chemicals on the golf course in 2025 and possible ramifications. A motion to adjourn was made by Councilmember Vickers and seconded by Councilmember Yancey. The motion was approved by voice vote. The meeting adjourned at 7:32 PM.
Okay, any comments, suggestion, changes to the minutes? Okay, do I hear a motion to approve the minutes as read?
I'll make a motion.
Okay, that makes the motion. Do I have a second?
I'll second it.
Okay, all those in favor of approving the minutes, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say the same. Minutes are approved. Treasurer's report.
So as discussed in finance, the treasurer's report looks about where we would like it to. Revenues are a little bit more than expenses, which is very good for this time of year. One thing I would want to mention is there's been some social media uproar about the reserves that we had put in the budget, and we haven't done it yet because it's not the end of the year yet. We haven't had a whole year under it, and we haven't started collecting the fees for this year yet. But there is $500,000 in the Parks and account right now. It'll be really easy to transfer the $250,000 into the reserve account. So rest assured, everybody. So it's there. So.
That's it?
That's it.
Questions, comments on approval of the treasurer's report? Do I have a motion to accept the treasurer's report?
I don't like that motion.
Do we have a second?
Second.
Just do a roll call vote on this.
Councilmember Yancey,
Yes.
Councilmember Miller,
Yes.
Councilmember Hilliker,
Yes.
Councilmember Turner,
Yes.
Councilmember Raines,
Yes.
Councilmember Vickers,
Yes.
Councilmember Dawson,
Yes.
Councilmember Draper.
Yes.
Okay. Treasurer's report is accepted. Okay. So then committee reports. So everybody had a chance to look at the committee reports. Comments, suggestion, changes? All right, well, the only thing I have to say about it is I haven't seen the Crown Point subdivision improvement quarterly report. This is the first time I've seen that. And I can say that in investigating, there's no transparency report on file. And the bank accounts have not been rectified with the other two commissioners. So we'll talk about that when we get to the later section of the thing. For the regular committee reports, I have a motion to approve them. Oh, and the only other thing is the animal shelter did get their no-kill certification again. You got their plaque for that. We haven't killed a single animal in almost 2 years.
I'll make a motion to approve.
Do I have a second?
I'll second.
Okay. All those in favor of accepting the committee reports? Standard committee reports as read or as presented to us. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed say the same. Committee reports have been accepted. Okay, old business, community center rental.
So everybody should have gotten a late edition, which is a first pass at a fee schedule for the community center. Dan and I and others have been working on that for a while, so. But it's certainly just a starting point. If anybody wants to change anything, it's fine, or if you just want to do it as is and then change it if necessary later, I don't know, but that's what's being presented.
Was this published in the paper?
No, we just go out with it as of today. So that's like semi-final form right now. So even today, we're making changes to it.
Can we share what?
Could you show-
Yeah, I was just thinking maybe I should read it. So this is the facility rental rates. Part A is groups less than 25 people for 2 hours or less. Day usage, $30, night usage, $60. If you're an amenity card holder, half price on either one, and no security deposit is required. Part B, groups less than 25 people, but 2 hours or more. Day usage, $60, night usage, $120. If you're an amenity card holder, this is mainly you paid your fee, half price for either one. No security deposit required. Groups of 25 people or more, day usage, $75, night usage, $150, security deposit required, $100, no amenity card discount. Part D, community groups or organizations. These fees, because we basically were looking at, is it really hard to categorize every kind of group. So we basically said, well, let's leave those as case by case basis, but with the caveat that it can't exceed any of the fees as listed at A, B, or C. So, and then the last part was deposit cleaning policy and amenity cards. A $100 deposit is required for events exceeding 25 attendees. Failure to properly clean the facility will result in a deposit being required for future reservations with all other groups. Amenity cards can be picked up at City Hall.
I think it should be published in the paper so people can see it, and I think we need to put it on the website so people can see it as well. Okay, do you want to make a motion, Sheila, to publish it on the website and in the newspaper for people?
We gotta make sure everybody agrees. Oh, this is-
Well, you can make a motion and.
How are you
vote
gonna
on it.
publish it as a proposed, or, I mean, how are you want it published?
Well, yeah, you can put it as a
I mean, because we've
proposed,
not voted on anything, so this as a proposed. That's my question, I
Yeah,
mean,
that's good.
well, it's a proposed fee. I mean,
right, so that's what I'm asking, it just needs to say
Yeah.
proposed fee schedule.
you can change it now if you want to. I mean, if anybody sees something they want to change, then change it. But the people have a right to see what this is before it gets voted on.
What was the cost for community groups again?
Well, the community groups was going to be case by case, depending on the type of, again, it was very, very hard we tried really hard to try to figure out how to categorize, and, there just was no catch-all category. So, like, for instance, one of the things we thought about was the Little Theaters Group. Okay, I don't know if they charge for admission when they do their performances, but they need the facility for maybe 3-4 times before that to do dress rehearsals. Yeah. If we charge for every one of those, there's no way they can make a living, it would be done, So we try to look at that kind of thing, each case by case, so.
The way it seems to be structured, Beth, and I don't know if you've seen a copy, they tried to use number of people in a group, and that's not a bad idea, but
Just have a picture of everyone.
that's what
What I say.
Exact numbers is.
But we did try to look at what other communities are doing and checked with Cherokee, checked with Ash Flat, and we're lower than any of them, and then even lower if you have the amenity cards, so.
Nothing wrong with publishing it, in my opinion, to get feedback.
So until this is passed, it's still $100, whatever it was before.
Or what now?
I said until this is passed and accepted.
I
it's
guess
still
so, I
100.
guess until we actually have something that overrules it.
You want a picture of it, you're right, you got a phone.
Anybody else? Or a picture?
Bring out the fish and then hold them. Meeting them on.
Any other comments, discussions?
We can get it published between now and finance, and then at finance, we can discuss what the response was, what kind of feedback we all got from it being put in the paper. And then we can vote on next one. I hate that that's the way it is, but I understand exactly why. Didn't have it till today, so. I think it's good steps toward getting feedback to the community and then put it to bed next city council meeting after we discuss it finance.
They're making a motion to that effect?
You want me to write that? I make a motion that we put this proposed fee schedule in the paper.
And on the website.
Forwarding it to finance. How about that? That's a little simpler than what I said.
All right, so motion's been made to publish this in the paper for public comments, and it's gonna be on the city website for public comments. Brian made the motion. Do I have a second?
Second.
That you should, was that Sean?
Okay, all those in favor of publishing these for public comments and feedback, I'll signify by saying aye. All those opposed say the same. Passes. We'll publish it. Let's hear what people say about it. Okay, community new business. Approval down payment on generator grant project.
Yeah, and presented at finance with the quote from the generator supplier, installer, whatever, it actually was lower than their initial quote. And to get it going, they said they want half down, but they would settle for 40,000, but the number they gave me was 88 something, so in fact, they were so protective, they said, when you have the $40,000 check, don't send it to us, call us, we'll come get it, so. And, but, so we need the approval to go forward with that, we really only had one contractor quote on this, and, you know, that may be bad, that may be good, but the good news is they are the Generac, one of the Generac installers, if not the only one in the area, and so if they do it, you get a 10-year warranty, so.
All right, and this was a grant?
This is part of a grant, so when we pay them $40,000, I'll submit that, we'll get $30,000 back. It's a 75-25 grant.
Who is the contractor?
It's Reggie Jeton Electric out of Paragould.
Oh, we've got more local ones here because they installed ours here in Horseshoe.
Yeah, they installed mine as well, so.
Well, you just said that there wasn't any, so
Excuse me?
you just said that there wasn't any.
Well,
No, that was the one that they had Reggie do it. We did have it in the paper for 2 weeks. Nobody quoted on it except for these guys, so.
You might have to call people, because I know when we were looking for bidders, we actually ended up calling them several times. You know, the paper is
I know
limited.
there's more local ones, but.
Right, if you've got local people, if you leave a name, we can get somebody to call them.
Mhm.
You know, because if it's a grant, you're supposed to really show that. And I wasn't aware of this grant. I know when we were down there, they asked me if I'd seen this grant, and I haven't. So if you could put a copy in my box, I'd appreciate it. All right. Anything else on the generator project? Okay, community center rental.
So hold on, we're not gonna get
You did?
approval on it. We're not gonna go ahead and approve the money because there's a timeline on it. You can't. It takes a long time to get them and it has to be done by the end of June or we lose it, so.
Okay. All right. Comments, suggestions? Discussion? Motion to approve.
I mean,
down payment on generator grant project.
I move.
Brian makes a motion. Who seconds it?
Second.
Sheila?
Okay, roll call vote on this.
Alderman, or Councilmember Yancey,
Yes.
Councilmember Miller,
Yes.
Councilmember Hilliker,
Yes.
Councilmember Turner,
Yes.
Councilmember Raines,
Yes.
Councilmember Vickers,
Yes.
Councilmember Dawson,
Yes.
Councilmember Draper.
Yes.
Okay, approval of the down payment for the generator is approved. Okay, we already talked about the community rental
Yeah,
stuff.
I've been on there twice. I don't know how I did that, sorry.
That's all right. All right, loft lease. And I haven't had a chance to read through this either.
It's basically the same as the old one, except because it's an individual that wants to lease it now, which is, Chad Bookout, some of the references to the, social club are taken out because he's not a social club, so.
So was this lease put up for availability in the papers?
No, it wasn't. Talked about it for the last 3 council meetings.
I don't know, I haven't talked with Chad. The last time I talked to him, he didn't want anything to do with them, so I guess he's changed his
Sure
mind.
could get him quick before he changes his mind.
Well, he changed his mind when he was in my office talking with David and me about it.
He called me today
Yeah.
and Chad said he wanted to have entertained, see if the council would extend 3-year lease, but he wanted it in his name, not saying along.
Not saying the law.
Now, this lease, the current lease expires the end of March, so if you guys want me to advertise for it, I can. And we can wait till next month to approve it. It's last minute, this is just before, we can do that.
Well, I think if you're gonna rent it, you have to advertise it, but the question is $350 enough money to bring in for the loft? I mean, that's my question, because the truth is that loft lease is supposed to go for the golf course. The money for it's supposed to be part of Parks and Rec, and it should be part of the money to pay for that golf course. And for whatever reason, it all got broke up before and splintered into all these little pieces so that the golf course wasn't getting paid for. I can tell you the feedback I'm getting on the golf course is atrocious, so I guess those are just my ideas. Does anybody else have ideas about the law or doing this contract?
I mean, why wouldn't it be advertised if somebody wants to, somebody wants to rent it? I didn't know it was gonna be leased or rented.
Or what'd you say?
I said, I didn't know it was gonna be leased or rented.
Well,
May I ask a question?
yes, sure.
Is that appropriate? At the finance meeting, we had talked about, you had all talked about putting this in the paper, and one of the drawbacks was that should Mr. Bookout not lease it, there were many things that he had put in at the loft that were his to take. So if it's put in the paper, y'all had said there would have to be caveats on what won't be there for the price. So I was just kind of thinking, that's gonna be kind of tricky, isn't it?
And then there's also intricacies with the liquor license and so on and so forth. That has to be a nonprofit club that's been around for at least a year and all that kind of stuff in order to get a liquor license. And I don't know anything beyond that, how hard it is to do. But if he goes, so does the liquor license go, so.
And the liquor license now is assigned to that address. You can't assign more than one liquor license to the same address. So that's also a complication about the liquor license itself.
Well, another issue with that was when it was changed to his name, the council it was never brought before the council or approved either that his name go on that license or anybody else's. So I think there's a lot of issues.
You're saying what's the council have to do with
I
the
don't think
liquor
the
license?
council does anything with it, doesn't that come in?
That's ABC.
Well,
Just because you own the building, you don't own the liquor license.
Right, but we're not talking about,
We are talking about the
Only
liquor
the-
license. And you said the council didn't approve the liquor license to be put in their name. Council, well, that's before any of us, just whatever you want to say, but the council has nothing to do with the liquor license.
the council still has to approve whose name is going on the liquor license.
Okay, then why do they go on there?
Well,
Just a
no,
simple question.
It's a simple
It's
question
ABC.
that it wasn't done. Yes, the ABC issues the license, but the council still is responsible for whose name goes on that license and who they are. And it's now a city facility, so to speak.
And it wasn't, and it was the past council when it happened, so why didn't y'all do that? I've never heard that before. It's not a new license.
It wasn't brought before us. But if it's a rental license, then I think it should be put in paper and other people should be aware of it. And I don't think that should hurt Chad if he wants to have it, he's gonna keep it. I mean, to see if other people would pay a higher price.
Can you put it out for competitive bid?
Yeah, why not?
I mean, I mean, if that's truly what we want, is to see if other people want to do it.
Everything I'm nailed down there, according to the person that's leasing it now, would belong to them. They would replace coolers, replace a lot of other equipment in there. So whoever wants to entertain renting it, has got to understand that
Building only.
it would be a upstairs building.
Chris, you had your hand up.
No, that's what I was gonna say. If you had another person say give you $400, $450, they still have to buy all the contents. That's just the building, renting the building.
But they might be willing to do that.
Well, I'm not saying that they wouldn't, I'm just saying they have to understand that you're gonna put it in the paper. But they're gonna have to pay for, say they're gonna have to pay $40,000 plus whatever the lease is to take over.
And try to figure out how to get a liquor license. if that's
And
what
try
they
to
want
figure out
their
how to
name.
get, because he has to sign the liquor license over. Because you have three members that have the liquor license. FYI.
Has there been any interest expressed for that portion of the building?
I don't think anybody knows about it. That's the problem. Nobody knows about it.
I was thinking, they go there.
How many do not know that the loft was closed down for a while? Anybody?
That isn't what he said. He said for rent or lease, not closed down.
No, I understand, but I'm asking, who didn't know the loft was closed down for a while?
Which time? I mean,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
Good point. You understand what I'm saying? So that community ought to be aware that it's been closed down and open, closed down, open, and been difficulty over the last little bit of time. We've all seen it closed.
Like everything else in town.
In spite of that, has Mr. Bookout been paying the rent?
Yes, ma'am. Up to date.
Thank you.
Never late.
Why was it closed down?
Again, you have to ask the person who's operating it, not me. I know it's closed.
Mr. Bookout, who's been paying the rent?
Yes,
Is that who
ma'am.
you're saying?
Yes, ma'am.
It wasn't doing any business, for one thing. Enough to keep it open. Now it's just open a few nights a week.
Oh, so it is open?
It is open, but not every day, like it used to be.
I think we should put it out for competitive bid. If he wants it, he's still gonna keep it and he's still gonna take it. And then we're covered, so to speak. Somebody can't say that, oh, this wasn't right or whatever. And we might get more money out of it. The more money, the better.
I agree. Nothing wrong with that.
Can there be a timeline attached to that then? If the lease runs out the end of March, or is that not important?
Lease runs out at the end of March, that's true.
So
I was gonna say, yeah, that's a good point. We probably should have at least the end of March. When does the golf season actually kick in?
Well, then,
About then?
it's closed.
No, not for you, for the real world. Okay?
He's making a great point over here. I wish you,
Oh, I said he probably don't want it because he ain't making no money right now anyway.
and so you put it out for bid like that,
Put it
it's
out.
not making money.
He might not want it anyway.
It's gonna be hard to find somebody that wants it, so won't you go with what you got right there? And because those liquor licenses ain't got anything to do with the city council, like Donnie said. That's the individual does that.
If you wanna apply for a new one, you could, if somebody
Yeah.
wanted to come to apply for.
And it's not making any money,
I mean, they-
so,
Well, they only allow 5 anyway. You have to buy that liquor license from him anyway. You couldn't apply for
Yeah.
another one. You couldn't apply for another liquor license anyway.
Not
Not to be used there, because that one's already assigned that address.
That's right.
That's why I said earlier,
Yeah.
only one liquor license per one address.
Yeah.
won't you just let him have it again and just not waste no time and all this putting it out?
Because the idea, there might be somebody else out there, Ken, that would want it.
Well,
You
I
know
see your
what fairness
point,
is?
I see your point, but, okay. I see your point, I hope you see our point here.
I do, but if somebody wants to buy something, guess what? They're gonna buy it.
Yeah,
Okay, they're not gonna back down because somebody says, we're gonna wait 3 weeks, or we
you're totally
we
right,
wanna look at somebody else for
you're
it.
totally right.
Okay,
Fair.
and it's just a simple thing that
Well, they ain't doing it.
I believe covers the council, that it was put up for bid and nobody wants it. If
Yeah.
nobody wants it.
Well, you got time to put it up for
then it
bid,
takes
so
it-
do
Yeah,
it.
there's plenty of time before golf starts.
Yeah.
We need to, are we gonna disclose that this is out for lease and no liquor can be sold on that premises?
No, because if someone else leases it, they can go to Chad and offer.
They'd have to buy it from him, and if he wants it, he's not gonna, okay. I'm just saying, that something needs to be said along that line, they think they're buying this and they're gonna sell
Just have
liquor.
to specify this for the building.
And Chad says, nope,
And that building's closed,
Their own.
period.
that's what I'm saying, then they're gonna sign a lease for 3 years
Yeah.
and not be able to sell liquor. I just don't want someone to walk into this blind and not understand that. That's all I'm trying to
But
say.
change the lease to a year
But
lease.
if his lease is up and somebody else takes the lease, what, he's just gonna keep a liquor license to say he has a liquor license, he won't sell it then?
It's no skin off his nose, if he keeps it, then, if he's not making any money, I don't think anybody's gonna pay for a liquor license what he's gonna want, because he's gonna have liquor license and contents.
Well, but he can move his liquor license somewhere else as well, open a bar
He
somewhere
could.
else,
You can apply.
or private club. Right.
Yeah. Well, you put
There's
it in
a
the
store
paper-
right downtown.
you put it in the paper, an advertisement, and when somebody asks about it, you give them all the details, what they're gonna have to do and everything, and they say yes or no.
The
Yeah.
building description is easy to create.
Oh, that's easy.
No,
huh?
Make a
That's not
statement, it
problem.
has to be done,
All these intricate things.
March bid thing.
So we make a decision. We do it.
I think the decision is that we're gonna at least advertise it for a period of time.
Well,
And,
that's what you said. I already like make a motion to do that. I don't want to move on.
Are you the one that's
well, we
dealing
even
with
got to that point.
Shannon?
Not directly, no, not so far. I'm just aware of it.
I mean, you just tell him that it's something that we need to do to cover our bases. And
Yeah, we
you know,
definitely
you got 2 weeks and then it's yours.
Because I wasn't half serious when you said, let's do it now before you change his mind again.
If I was booked, I offered $200 on average because I can go liquor
All right,
license.
so
Nobody else
this
could
2
do
weeks,
it.
that sounds fair to people?
Will there be a minimum?
We already have a bid of 350.
Well, no, you don't. You don't have any bids right now. You have a.
We have a contract before
You
us
have a
for
request to
350.
extend a lease to Chad Lookout, but that's not a bid. So is there gonna be a minimum bid requirement?
That he's already changed his mind on once.
Well,
So,
why don't we do it as a sealed bid? If somebody wants to do it as a sealed bid. See what they're willing to pay.
That'd be fine.
If you do a sealed bid, you cannot negotiate.
Got it.
You have to request one.
Oh, you do sealed it without the liquor license.
And that's just a simple word, request a proposal.
Make it nice.
Okay, give a request for proposal. That makes sense. I mean, the idea is to try to get more. We may not, but there's
That's-
nothing wrong with
Big
trying.
loss.
Ray, I appreciate that. That sounds very good. We'll put in the paper a request for proposal. And, anybody worth their salt that's really gonna do this will investigate. And they negotiate with the owner of the liquor license outside, contents outside. And here's my proposal, is what they come back with. If they're doing their due diligence before they give us a proposal. I like that.
I mean, it's still up to the council, even if Chad is the lowest, you could still accept his bid if you want, it's your guys' decision, right? You have to take the highest bid?
It's just,
you do.
it's just like
Well,
if
you
you're
should.
asking a bid for, if you ask a bid for work, you're kind of tied to take the lowest bid unless you have a favorite son status or something like that. So therefore, when you have a proposal like this, you're kind of bound to take the highest proposal.
Okay, moving right along. So we're gonna.
Do we
do
vote
this
on this?
for-
Probably.
Yeah, we're just gonna do it. Make a motion.
Well, I thought we were gonna make a motion to
Yeah,
do it for 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Put it on, again, newspaper and our website. See if anybody's willing to provide a proposal. I mean, Beth's got a big smile on her face here. She might know how to make money with liquor. I'm amazed that people say they can't make money with liquor. If you buy a fifth and you pour the shots out and you do them at $8 a shot, there's no way you can't make money. I mean, I've never heard of a bar that doesn't really make money.
Shot, you're gonna have customers.
You gotta have customers to get that.
I'm sure that the math will work because there's a lot of bars out in the world. I don't think they're all losing money.
One more question before you guys vote. Does that extend out to the golf course? Do they have the ability to sell liquor on the golf course?
anywhere on the premises.
What's the definition of the premises?
They can go out with a golf cart and sell it during tournaments.
What about the MRID building?
They can sell it there too.
Everything on Club Road.
Everything on the.
Everything on Club Road, he has license that covers.
So if someone rented the MRID building, alcohol is permitted up there. Is there any need for law enforcement for that then?
No,
I don't know what you mean, law enforcement.
Well, like typically when you rent a community center for like a reception and you have X amount of individuals attending the reception, there's typically a requirement for law enforcement presence. That not here in Horseshoe Bend, but in other areas. So if that is allowed, are they allowed to supply alcohol to the community center? And then thus, would there be another charge with community center rental for police presence?
From what I understand, on the state level, there is no law that governs that in a dry county. It'd have to be like a county ordinance or a city ordinance to request that. But I also understand that just because they have a liquor license does not mean that you can bring in outside alcohol. It'd have to be provided there on site by the liquor license holder.
Okay. So anybody that rented the community center, because there is a liquor license, would have to have that liquor supplied by
the law.
the law.
Yeah.
To be able to have liquor at the community center.
The way I understand it.
Yeah.
Thank you. Interesting.
I didn't think they were the same. Yeah, I don't think the community center and the loft is the same. They're two separate buildings, but
Class anything with that address, that whole address is the same. So therefore, license applies.
But that incentivizes whoever has the liquor license at the loft to promote rentals at the community center and provide the liquor there because they're making money.
I haven't seen the liquor license, so I don't know. You actually have to request an addition to the regular liquor license to be able to go outside the building on premises to serve at other places. It's an addition to the regular license, because the license is in the building, not outside, from my understanding of it, when we looked into it. But see, again, I guess before we rent this, we ought to answer a lot of these questions, because I don't have answers to them. I have answers to some of them, because I've talked with the ABC board, but I don't have all your answers. I really don't know.
That's what they looked into before, to where they could run a beer cart on during a golf tournament or something like that. So they went to the liquor, whatever it is, and got the permit, and they were told, you have everything on Club Road. that covers that liquor license. So technically, they could do like Cooper Hall, some of those, put a sign, you can't bring your alcohol on the course or in this area. So in other words, you get everything from the law, because that's what the liquor license is. So they already looked into it, they can sell, just like she was saying, if they had a deal, yeah, I understand what you're saying.
It's funny, if that's the case, then how come a lot of the tournaments bring their own booze?
They shouldn't, that's what I'm saying, they should have.
I understand what you're saying, but I
It's
know a
not
lot of
police,
tournaments
it's not
bring their own
police, is
booze.
what it,
I'm
it's
just
not
saying, if
police.
they put a
Huh?
sign-
It's not police because they're not allowed to go look in somebody's cooler and say, oh, you got a beer, you got a buy from
Sign
us.
should be posted, in other words.
Yeah.
Well,
Right.
if they want to enforce that, then they have to be there when the tournament, and they're not all the time.
But they don't do it every tournament because there are kids, like we have high school, they don't do it. They only do it for certain events. They don't do it for everything.
All right, well, maybe we can try to answer some of these questions.
I made that point very clear.
By putting it in the paper, at least we can get information if somebody else is interested. And then even before we vote, I still think we need to answer a lot of these questions. Just to make sure.
Oh, I know, you gotta be specific around here.
Ready to vote?
So, yeah, we need a motion to ask for a request of proposals.
I
For
make
the
that
law.
motion.
I'll second it.
Brian, David. Okay, roll call vote, please.
Councilmember Yancey,
Yes.
Councilmember Yancey,
Yes.
Councilmember Miller,
Yes.
Councilmember Hilliker,
Yes.
Councilmember Turner,
Yes.
Here.
Sorry.
Councilmember Raines,
Yes.
Councilmember Vickers,
Yes.
Councilmember Dawson,
Dang.
no, Councilmember Draper,
Yes.
Okay, motion passes. Okay, moving right along, fish stocking. And I believe Uriah has presented that. And you were waiting for a vote? Uriah?
I mean, yeah, I spoke with Dan, we came up, I presented it again at the finance meeting. Really just waiting for approval and the letter of approval so I can go forth and schedule it all.
Okay, so do we have a motion to provide a letter of approval to Uriah for stocking the fish?
make a motion of approval.
Do I have a second? I'll second. Okay, all those in favor, please signify by saying aye.
Aye.
All those opposed, say the same. You'll get your letter, whatever you need, just make sure they know so that they get it for you, so you can go forward. Okay, let's see. All right, mayor's issues. All right, so this is an invoice from Chris. And this invoice is for the culvert that was actually put in at Fisherman's Park, which is really part of Parks and Rec. And the bill for it's $2,386.66. I really think Parks and Rec should pay that back to the street department. Because it's not part of the street department. And it's not part of CSID and it's not part of MSID because it's actually in the park where they had to fix that culvert that went in. And I drove over there today. We're probably gonna need some cold patch in it, but it's getting pretty well packed down.
It's ready.
So anyways, I don't know if we need a motion to do that or,
I say we need to push this to finance and give them a chance to put the cold pack on it so it's a completed job.
okay. That's fine.
I don't have a problem.
Pass
It
yours down. Here's another copy.
should be presented in finance.
Okay,
Why should it be presented to finance? Why should it be presented to finance?
Because we ought to discuss things with finance before it gets passed. And I talked to Chris today and said he's gonna go, with the cold patch on it. He just needs warmer weather.
So everything that's budgeted has to be talked about in finance?
oh,
Well, why do you write a budget if you don't stay in your budget?
Because this isn't in the budget. This is a change budget. We're taking from one department line item and giving it to another department.
So you didn't
And I
take
think
from-
it's good to
take
do
from
that.
line item, I mean, the wrong department paid for it in the first place,
precisely.
because, I mean, it's been argued for 20 years, Pearl stops back up before the curves. That also brings in the other aspect, streets paving the roads in the park. You always had to pave it. Always get in trouble. That's clearly a park road. Whatever.
I'm not arguing against it, I'm just saying, we'll just forward to finance.
Why don't you make the motion, Donnie?
Well, I think it's any other bill that would go to Parks and Rec.
Yeah.
But if you want to send it to finance and approve it, I don't really care.
I'll make a
But
motion.
it's
Parks and Rec
finance.
pays it.
It's gonna be a revolving door if you don't.
Right. I mean, it's under $5,000. It's clear that it was done. That's micromanaging everything.
I think the only thing that was up for discussion is whether or not it really is Parks and Rec versus, because that seems to be the argument.
Well, like, it definitely is Parks
It's
and Rec,
Parks
in
and
my
And I don't,
opinion,
and I think
because
you're right, I
that's
don't think we need to vote on it.
the street
It's in the budget,
stops.
We can do it,
way up the road.
or it's covered in the budget.
All right, did we come up with a decision?
Yeah, I made a motion.
I'll second it.
Okay.
Okay.
What was the motion exactly,
What's the
Brian?
motion you made?
That,
Did we just pay?
yeah, Parks and Rec paid for it.
Okay,
They're
do we have a
maintenance.
second?
Yeah, Brian said.
Okay. All those in favor of the motion to have Parks and Rec pay for the culvert, please signify by saying aye. All those opposed say the same. Okay, bill goes to Parks and Rec. Okay, next. So this is for you. This is for you. MSID. Or no, CSID, sorry. I've written a letter to appoint Joe Smiley as the special administrator of CSID. When I looked into it, the transparency report was never filed at all. The county can't find any recent report that was filed. We had a meeting and Joe Smiley and Randy Dunn was there. The other two commissioners, Mr. Robinson was out in the hallway and refused to come in and even participate in the meeting. We emailed them as well and asked for the bank booklets and the sources that go with it. Those haven't been delivered to the commissioners nor to my office. I've also been told by Canvas Bank that he was there trying to do something with the banking accounts on his own. What it was, I don't know, and I see he isn't here tonight, so I can't ask him. But CSID, I didn't put a special administrator in before because it was being run appropriately. It has plenty of money, the roads are in good shape, and we want to keep it that way. We don't want it going downhill. Those two other commissioners, their names should be on that banking account because there's nothing that should be done with one signature. So anyways, moving forward, Joe Smiley agreed to be the special administrator. Randy Dunn will work with him. And I want those books delivered to my office. And if they don't show up by Monday, Charlie, I'm going to ask you to come up with them because they need to be turned over to the special administrator. We need to get their names in the banking accounts and they need to talk with the people in the area. I don't know what needs to be fixed in CSID, but they live in that area and they can look at the roads and they can take it from there, but they certainly should have names in the banking accounts and they should know if anything's been changed or done with those accounts. So that's the appointment of Joe Smiley.
The two that were all on the commission were asked to attend meetings that didn't attend. However, the one that you put in an email, they did attend that one and Dan was unaware. Something to refuse. That's a
How can
erroneous
he be
statement.
unaware? He was in the hallway,
He
Brian.
did not know what was going on there until after the fact.
Who called the meeting?
He didn't refuse.
Who called the meeting?
I sent an email to him directly.
How do you get to call a meeting for CSID? I'm just trying to understand, because you're not CSID.
No.
CSID is a separate entity. How do you get to call a meeting?
I get to call the meeting because I was the mayor and when the committee report was, will you please be quiet and
That's
stop
funny.
being ridiculous?
You're the one who's being ridiculous. CSID is a
I
separate
did
entity.
stop.
The only thing, council has oversight over it, but you do not have any authority over CSID at all. It's a separate entity, and so you don't get to call a meeting. He calls the meeting. He's the chair.
Why wouldn't you work with the members we have?
We did work with the members we had and we asked him to show up at the meeting. He was right in the hallway and he chose not to show up.
Somebody
He
down the
had
hallway
written-
and asked him, he said
had
no.
written emails to attend that meeting. Okay, he had text messages to attend that meeting in writing. And under
Again.
the law, I do have the authority to appoint a special administrator. I've done it before and I just did it again.
When you did the last two times, you got council approval, so now you're just gonna go away.
No, I did not get
Yes, you
counsel.
did, absolutely, I was there.
No.
No,
No.
Wait a minute, man.
Brad, does the law say I have to have council approval?
anyone else?
You weren't even there.
What?
Did you live here? I'm sorry, I mean.
Yes, I did.
2023.
Yeah, I was here. I did
Was
hear
that the city
2023,
council?
absolutely. I either that or I saw it on video, either way, I saw it.
The law does not say I have to have council approval. The law
No, it
says,
does. It does.
it says the judge or the mayor can do that, and I've done it. So you have the letter of the appointment. We're gonna move on.
What
I
other
want those
questions
names.
do y'all have? I can answer that. I'm real familiar with the statute.
Well, I don't have any questions at all. I mean, we had a meeting. Mr. Robinson was well informed what that meeting was.
He's not
He
here,
walked
so.
up and down, yeah, it's interesting. He's
Isn't it
not here.
interesting that you're talking about him?
But-
without him here? You never
But
did
he walked
otherwise.
up and down the hallway. He stood outside in the phone. He knew exactly what the meeting was. He knows the other two commissioners. They only had one meeting. They've had no other meetings. They had one meetings. The books, the checking account was turned over to them. Mr. Robinson's in possession of them. The other two commissioners have never seen those accounts. And they've never gone to the bank and even had their names put on the accounts. To my knowledge, his is the only name
You
on the
don't have
account.
to have city council approval.
I know that. I know that. That's what I'm trying to tell him, but he doesn't seem to think that I do.
Well, I just know that what you did last time, that's all I know.
No, I did not do that the last time.
I saw the minutes today, so we showed them to him. So it doesn't matter.
Yeah,
Doesn't matter, the point is,
It's
the
not,
other
that's
person's
not
not
gonna
here.
be relevant, Nick.
I know.
The point is, Mr. Robinson doesn't have possession of all of the bank accounts are still in the old commissioner's names. That's what he was at the bank for, because he's supposed to be the chair and he's supposed to have his name on it. The one bank was pretty easy about doing it, the other ones, first they give us one set of rules on how to do it, then they said, well, no, that's not good enough, now I gotta do something else. So he was working on getting the signatures of the old commissioner.
So
that he
we
could be
about
on the
to
account.
relive the.
We are about to
2023.
relive, yes, MRID all over again
But
because
there's been no dollars spent.
He's-
So there's no-
Was there a?
$0 is
Was
spent.
there a report?
That I don't know.
Same track.
I'm under the impression there was, but I haven't seen it.
there's
either.
no report filed. I went to the county, I FOIA'd the reports. They printed all the reports off. The last one filed was filed by Josh Jackson. And we know how long that ago was.
And I'm just a little skeptical about that because Joe Cooper didn't seem to know where they were. So he had to ask somebody else. So I'm not 100% sure there was, because we had to say that before you did as well.
I have them.
Hear what you have.
I have them.
Do you have a
I have,
report?
I have them.
Okay, so she got it.
You have what? The CSID transparency report. From which years?
Well, but it's never been filed.
That's where she got it.
No,
I got them from Israel County.
Clerk.
You looked at the report?
I got the reports. I was over there the other day with an hour and a half, Mr. Cooper.
I want to
They
give
could
you the
not
print.
dictate any
The last
report
3
that's
years or
been
so.
filed, period. And relevant if the report was
20,
filed,
23, 24,
names were
25 is
never-
what I have.
the names were never put on the banking accounts like they should have been. There was no other meeting with those commissioners whatsoever.
They were
Those
trying to call, they didn't show
Should
up.
have been put on those banking accounts when they were turned over, and they should have been having meetings. And there should have been a report, which now, of course, shows up here.
No, it came from
A little too late.
The only one
And that's what I'm
left,
saying, there's some skepticism
I have the
because
20,
it was hard to get them.
22.
Why do you have it? You're not even CSID.
It's
I
my
mean, does it
FOIA.
have, does it have the clerk stamp and
Yes,
everything
yes.
on it?
Yes.
Well, please be sure and share that with the mayor.
Well, when I was there, he didn't have them, and they weren't there. So whether they came up, just like now, this is showing up as a report that just came in tonight.
Why do we need a special administrator over CSID when they're
Because
really
the-
not affiliated with the city?
Because
we
the-
just,
Because the person that was doing the job wasn't doing the job. And that's what the law allows me to do.
With all due respect, didn't you say the streets were in great condition over there? Just about 10 minutes ago?
Doesn't matter, you still
Well,
need
The
somebody to
streets
take
are, but
control.
none of the
When
commissioners
was
have.
when were the other two commissioners?
Wait,
appointed?
I
On
asked,
those
hold,
banking
Brian, hold
accounts.
on. I asked the mayor something, and I want him to be able to respond. You did state the roads are in good condition.
Yes,
Apparently, the transparency reports have been filed, although you
Well,
were
the-
not given copies of them, and I.
transparency
I understand.
reports, when I checked them and wrote this letter, were not filed.
I just think it would be more conducive if you were allowed to present your information without being interrupted, and then people were be able to respond without people talking over each other, because you make some very good points. If you believe that the streets are in good condition,
Mhm.
you're concerned about the bank accounts, you've made your points. Bill said that there's an issue with the bank accounts not being signed over from the previous administrator commissioners. Lori has the transparency reports. There's a major lack of communication here.
Yeah.
Can Mr. Smiley then become a commissioner if?
He is a commissioner.
Yes, Commissioner.
Mr. Smiley is a commissioner, and so isn't Randy Dunn. They were two commissioners who met with me for a meeting, and Mr. Robinson was right outside and never walked in.
So the issue is with you and Mr. Robinson.
No, the issue is Mr. Robinson has control of the bank books. They were given to him in the meeting. Now, apparently, they've never been signed over, or they've never gone to the bank. And I know when he went to the bank the other day, the bank asked him, was the mayor aware of this? That was one of the
So
problems he
then he
ran
does
into.
not have control of the bank accounts then.
Well, he physically has them.
He has the.
As far as I
but he
know,
can't
he
do
was
anything
given the
with it.
books. That's
Yeah.
what the other two commissioners told me.
So.
I'm just trying to straighten this
No,
mess
I
out.
get it. I understand. It
I mean,
sounds
that's
like
the
a hot
problem.
mess, but are we jumping the gun and saying, okay, we're gonna put one person in charge with no checks and balances from anyone else?
Okay, but that's, that's wrong.
Yeah, that's what we're saying.
That's wrong because Randy Dunn is the other commissioner and he's gonna work with Joe Smiley.
Right, but a special administrator has the ultimate power. Once you place a special administrator, he is the authority. The
That's true.
Commissioners are just opinion
But-
givers.
But the other two commissioners are indeed gonna work with each other to get stuff straightened out. They're not against each other at all.
So if they're
They
willing
come
to
in
work
and
with each
asked
other-
me to have this meeting. They come in and said, we've never even seen the bank books. They were gone. They were handed over to Mr. Robinson. They've had no meetings.
So it sounds more conducive to just call another meeting and say, hey, we need to get this taken care of. Before we put a special administrator in that has the ultimate power of making all decisions. And I know you, I know.
You keep saying that, but that's not true. So stop saying that. Yes, as an administrator, he has the ultimate power.
Yes.
But Randy Dunn is the other commissioner. He's gonna work with him.
Randy Dunn
And
resigned
it-
because he
and it's
refused to
perfectly-
do his transparency, or not his, what do you call it?
It's good.
Economic, whatever report.
Mr.
We asked him to
Mayor,
do
I
it, he said,
don't
"I'm not doing
believe
I
that
quit."
someone who's a director
So-
of Parks
One
and
at a time,
Recreation
guys, it can't
can
hear
be a
everybody.
commissioner.
All right. Well, this is a mess, and you can see that it's a mess. I wrote a letter to appoint a special administrator and get it straightened out. Hopefully, we can get it straightened out. It's not the same issue as MRID because there is money available. The streets are in good condition, and the two people that are appointed live there, and they are bona fide commissioners.
But if your reasoning is that the transparency reports don't exist and they actually do, do you really justify?
Well, if they
having a
did, then
special
they just
administrator?
showed up.
Let me interrupt on that.
Are they
That's
dated,
not what the
Lori?
law is. They can exist like the MRIDs existed last time, but they were just completely deficient. It was like a sad attempt.
But we don't know that that's the case.
And we haven't seen them exactly. I mean,
So is-
Lori's saying
Is
they're
the
filed,
justification
but
there?
they're gonna have to be looked at. I mean,
Right.
they're gonna have to be looked at, and if they are as deficient, say, as the MRID reports were, then yeah, he's got the authority.
Absolutely, and I
And
totally
he
agree
doesn't
with that.
have the authority, he has the duty. Remember, this is a
Absolutely.
shall, says the mayor shall appoint, he doesn't have a choice.
I'm just saying, if we don't have all of the facts right now, is this assignment of a special administrator the correct avenue to take?
I acted on the facts that I had. Now, if the facts changed, maybe they changed, but as you can see, it's still a huge mess. Nobody's on the banking accounts. Nobody's looking at the money. Nobody's doing the reports like they're supposed to be doing. And according to the law, I have the authority to do that.
Sure.
Now, it's just amazing how everybody's so panicked about this, like something bad's gonna happen. When Joe Smiley's a very reputable person, and he's a bona fide person. And I don't know about Randy Dunn, whether he quit or not. He hasn't said anything to me about that. When he was at the meeting, he was more than willing to work with Joe Smiley on getting the banking accounts in their name so that they could look at the money, and working on doing a report so that we had committee reports quarterly and we had regular meetings so the people in that area knew how much money was there. And if they had issues with streets that needed to be fixed or culverts or whatever, that was going to be done. I'm not taking any more questions on this because I don't think I have to. I've written a letter. We have a special administrator. We're going to go on from there. If it needs to be changed, I'll change it. That's what the law says. So the
How
next
many
thing,
commissioners are on there? I was just going by what she was saying. How many commissioners are on there?
there's 3 commissioners.
You're only talking about 2, right?
Well, I'm talking about 2 that were there at the meeting that want to work on doing
Why don't you say, why don't you
CSI.
get all 3 of the commissioners?
I tried to do that. Dan didn't show up.
Well, you wouldn't notify, right? I don't know. I'm just asking.
How can he not be notified when he's in the hallway?
Question as far as commissioners. I think you should see the 3 instead of just jumping the gun and put 1.
I didn't jump the gun.
And I think it's worth pointing out, there's a lot of dysfunction in this community.
Yeah.
A lot of people just don't want
Okay.
to talk to each other and things like that, so there could be some of that going on, definitely.
I'd like to know one more thing in the record before we go on, is there was 2 meetings documented requesting the 2 individuals, Smiley and the other gentleman, to attend, came from Dan, trying to call them together so he can at least have a meeting. And he was the only one that showed up both times. And again, this is hearsay. I asked Dan about this, why he wasn't at that meeting. He says, I found out later, I had an email, and I don't check my email too regularly enough. All I saw was the mayor talking to the 2 people that didn't attend my meeting, and I didn't know what they were discussing, because he was unaware that it was a CSID meeting.
No, I'm not going to take any more questions.
Just
because
stating
we're beating this to death.
I do.
The 2 commissioners told me they were never called for meetings. Okay, if Joe Smiley was called to a meeting, he would have shown up. And so would Randy Dunn. He's a very responsible citizen. And he doesn't have anything to do politically with anybody. He's just a nice guy. So I will fix this. Moving right along.
Could the transparency reports be
Moving
posted
right
somewhere?
along. This is the Mitchell Williams bill. And you've got one of these? Okay. I just wanted to make sure you had it in front of everybody. And then the last thing I want to talk about is this law, recording and authentication, 1455-205. The issue we had with me signing documents was I was being forced to sign documents that said I approved them. I didn't approve these documents, and I don't approve of the documents that I basically signed. So I'm willing to more. We're waiting for the judge's decision, but I know what the judge's decision is going to be. I would like to start replicating the things that we did from January last year forward. Anything that I haven't signed, I would like to see the word authenticated use. That's what the law says. It's right there. And I would gladly sign whatever they passed. But the judge was very clear when we were in court.
Yep.
I do not have to sign something that says I approved it when I didn't even vote on it, let alone approve it.
Actually, none of our resolutions or ordinances ever say that mayor approves. It says council approved. It's all context, and somehow or another you got that in court, fine. But it's right in the part about, right after you get done with voting, pass and approve this date, and then below he signs basically just like I do, that says that's what happened.
That's an absolute lie.
And if you sign something that
and if you
didn't say
want
approved on
to,
them anywhere if you didn't sign it.
will you please be quiet when I'm talking?
Why don't you be quiet when I'm talking?
Because you don't have a right to talk
Oh
over
my
me.
I
God.
wanna say,
Not even
Shame
a
on you.
compliment.
people really think that
He
the
is
mayor
terrible.
didn't sign something that says approved? I mean,
Yeah, it's right there. I was forced to sign stuff and it says approved. That was
I'm
my
not saying you were
argument.
forced, I'm just saying that it does say approved,
Yeah,
and it says attested.
It says
by
passed and
you.
approved, passed and approved. He doesn't pass it, the council does.
It says approved.
it says approved.
I mean, there's no other
You
way.
just found one of them that said.
Liar,
most of them say
liar,
pass and-
pants on fire.
Most of them say pass and approved.
We were in court, we know.
It's that or.
But nowhere does it, that he doesn't have the right to approve.
That's
So
what
what-
it says.
But you're putting approved.
Okay, whatever. I'm already in the process of changing all of them to say authenticated, but that was never something you brought up when you said you refuse it. In fact, you proudly went to the, and said, I'll never sign those. And you never said why. You just said you'll never sign it.
It does say approved.
Which one is that?
That was
Brad,
one they
That's
wrote.
good.
I didn't write that one.
But that's good not to put it in there.
Brad, which one are you looking at?
It's the, fees from.
I could produce at least 20 of
February
these that say
25.
approved. And basically the judge said
About the $80 fee?
that yes, the $80 fee too. It says I approved it. And I said, the moment you passed it, I do not approve this. I didn't vote on this. I don't stand behind an $80 fee.
How come you didn't
You signed that
veto
one
it?
right away.
If you didn't approve it, you should have vetoed it.
You signed it right away.
You just overturned the veto, so what's the problem?
Yeah, but he vetoed the first one that we passed. And then the second one was the $80 and he signed it. I'll be-
I had acknowledged.
He doesn't have to veto. He can sit there 5 days with nothing and it becomes.
If he says, he's saying now, he never approved, it, he should have vetoed it.
But he doesn't have to veto.
That's what I'm changing. I'm originally changing the technology because that's the word I heard it. Lord. I don't care. I agree. I've already started, got the resolution. set up.
We're in trouble this.
Right. The other way around.
You don't know what you're getting into.
Mayor, he said he's gonna use the word authenticate, so the problem's done. and that's
Perfect. Perfect. No problem. I will sign that because that's what the law says. But it doesn't say approved.
Moving
And there
on.
was a lot of stuff. Okay, so we're moving on. Fine.
Can we back up one?
No.
You put a bill up there and nothing was
The
discussed about.
citizens has no.
Public comments.
Okay, guess we'll discuss it.
Yes, Carol.
I just would like to ask Brad, would you look into the law if you don't know it already? But I didn't think a city employee, no matter what their status was, could be a commissioner.
I actually don't know the answer to that.
Well, then I think I'm not taking any questions, Carol, with all due respect, but I'll talk to you outside of the meeting, but after the last time, I mean, I've sat up here and get people just pick at me from the front row to the back row.
Well, I just
I'll be glad to talk to you.
I just believe there was a
Call
law.
me tomorrow. Call me at the office. I will honor that.
Any other public comments? Ken?
Okay, now this is in the vein of transparency, okay? I've received a lots on my website of questions, and this can clear up some of them. Some of them Lori today posted, it cleared up some of them on what you were talking about, this writ of mandamus thing. I didn't know the city council had authorized payment to an attorney. I think Lori posted that they did, and I went back and looked and I saw it, okay? Okay, well, I don't know if it's you or not, but whoever Truth Bomb is, everybody says it's you, I don't know if it's you. Good, I don't know who it is, but whoever Truth Bomb is said it. Okay, then they posted too, go back and look at the transcripts of the trial, and they gave the number, and I went and looked it up on the state page. And it only goes down to what was proffered, both sides. There wasn't a decision yet, it's still open.
Right, the decision's
It's
being.
still open.
Right.
So my question was, number one, what is it
what was the need for a writ of mandamus in the first place? Or a lawsuit?
Well, I'll give you my answer. There wasn't one. Okay, Senator Payton and me had asked the Attorney General to make a decision on if I vetoed something, did I have to still sign it? Brad informed me that I did, and the law says that I have to authenticate it.
Yes.
It does say that. But I was fighting that I didn't approve this stuff. And that was the first thing that was thrown in my face. Well, you approved this, you approved this. No, I didn't approve it. And I didn't vote on any of this stuff either. Because I believe there's gonna be future lawsuits and I don't wanna be part of any of those. Okay, I didn't vote on this stuff. I didn't approve this stuff. I do have to authenticate it according to the law, and I do not have a problem doing that. I'm still waiting for the Attorney General to give me a decision on the veto part of it. We don't have that yet from the Attorney General.
Yeah.
And had we waited, we probably will be getting that down the road. But they
Well-
wanted to rush into this because it had to be signed.
This is from the Attorney General here, and it says a writ of mandamus, you know, is not necessary on a discretionary thing the mayor does.
Well,
You
that-
don't have to, but you need to sign what he said, you know, you
Right,
sign.
I have to authenticate it, and that was the confusion.
And then,
The law actually says it has to be authenticated.
okay,
And that's my job to do that. The problem is when I say I approve it, and they wanted me to sign stuff that I approved, the same as they wanted me to sign things that I felt there was nefarious motives to stuff. And the judge said in the courtroom, if you read the transcript, I cannot be made to sign something that I approve of when I don't approve of it. And I cannot be made to sign something if I believe there's nefarious motives involved in something. I have a right to refuse to sign it. But everything else I have to sign. And I
Yes.
agree, I do, because I have to authenticate it as the
and the
officer.
reason you don't have to, the writ of mandamus is not necessary when the city council has the next meeting overrides that, it automatically becomes the law or
Right.
active.
Right.
So
but
there was no need for a wasted lawsuit.
No,
The city county, that was wasted money.
I
what
beg
the-
to
okay,
differ,
but
sir.
what the
There are
judge
things
did
that
say-
also the judge ruled on that said he needs to follow the ordinances that are passed, and he still has not followed some of those ordinances today. And once that order is signed, he'll be brought in contempt because he hasn't
Okay.
fulfilled some of the things. that have
You're
been
just
passed by
wrong
this
about
council.
that,
Brian,
Brian.
You're-
He's
Brian,
right
you
on
don't
what
have
he's
the
saying.
floor.
I'm not arguing with what
Okay.
he's saying, I'm arguing with
Well,
what you
this
said
is my
about
time, and I'm
signing.
gonna reclaim it
I'm
because y'all gonna
talking-
knock me out in
Brian.
3 minutes.
You don't have the floor.
I'm answering.
Okay,
No, you
No, you
don't have
wouldn't.
the floor.
okay. Then, now it goes to, the city council can't do this. It goes to Brian Miller's name's put on something. For transparency's sake, nobody knows why, and I'm asking that. Why did Brian Miller get put on it?
Because my attorney found that the council did not have a right to sue me as the mayor.
Okay,
Okay, it had to be a private citizen. So to allow the case to go forward, and we did this, to allow the case to go forward, we allowed Brian's name to be put on it as an individual citizen. That's what allowed the case to go forward. Our attorney had already won. He could have said, that's it. We're not gonna. allow you
okay,
to
then
do
that
this."
begs
They
me to
would have
ask
had to
this
do it.
question.
They would have had to do it all over again, would have cost us twice the money. So if you, anyways,
Well, it wouldn't cost you because you're the one and you
Well, we-
get paid back.
we did actually win technically.
Okay.
Because
Well, now I'm wondering, Brian is a private citizen now.
mhm.
Did the city pay for his attorney bill?
Yes.
That I can't tell you. I don't even want to get
Does
involved in that.
anybody know? Does anybody know if Brian, you told me it's $10,000.
None of us are lawyers, but I can tell you what was said was he was added to it. He wasn't instead of the council. It was the council plus Brian, just so we'd be covered, because we didn't want to have to have the arguments and stuff on whether or not the city. Now, I've since
Okay.
seen some case law that says cities can sue or do writs of
No, they
mandamus.
can't.
But again, I'm not a lawyer, so take it for what it's worth.
Right, you're not.
But it was added, and at this moment in time, because the order hasn't come, Brian's not even on there yet. Because it
Okay.
doesn't happen until the order happens.
Okay, well, now, this is just for transparency. I take your word for it. That's what you say. That's what the people that are listening to this live stream, they're listening to this and they're learning. That's what we're here about. Okay, so Brian, you're a private citizen and, the city council has paid some of it and it may be legitimate too. That's where we're at right now, okay?
All right, so the other thing that we should talk about is what Holly did say, and I do believe she'll put it in the order. Holly suggested that when there's an ordinance passed, and then I veto it, and then the council overturns me, she suggested, and I think it's a good idea too, that there's 4 lines on there for those dates. It was passed on this date, I vetoed it on this date, the council passed it on this date, and now I authenticated it on this date. And
Okay.
that was her suggestion. If you
Okay.
Read the.
And the
what
way
she
it was
said.
put out was that's to keep your feelings from being hurt. Okay,
Well,
that's what's put out that way.
it didn't have
Oh, I'm
anything to
sure.
do with my
I'm
feelings.
sorry, I'm being transparent.
She's looking at what's the best way to do it legally, and then that way, that shows for all time that it was vetoed. Because I wasn't convinced the vetoes are actually being attached and kept with the ordinances themselves. It's important that that happens. If we put that line on there and it's dated, then if someone wants to look it up, they know that was vetoed. And that was Holly's idea. I think it's a good idea.
Okay, and
And I
I'm
hope that she
satisfied with
puts
all of
that-
this answer right here. To me, it's settled. The
Well, I
people,
hope she puts it in the order. Now,
Okay.
she said that was
the
the
people
suggestion.
know now.
I
Okay,
think it's
Brian,
a
you're
good-
off the hook then from it, okay? Because
No,
You
he's
don't-
not.
well-
No, he's not.
well-
He's not off the hook.
I said
Well-
for
They
right
said-
now, for
Okay.
right now.
The judge said
Who
that
has
the
the floor?
council could not sue the mayor.
Right.
And so the council should not be a part of that. The plaintiff wound up being Brian as a citizen and Brian as a councilman. And in my mind, me as a taxpayer should not have to pay for his lawsuit.
Okay, now, I'm gonna make a suggestion. I'm not an attorney either. Okay, a suggestion that she might go to the Ethics Commission if she thinks there's a problem, or Attorney General, and go through that. What do y'all think? If she has a problem with it,
I think both of you have made very good points. You can do whatever you want to do.
that's what I mean.
If there's no other public comments,
No, I got 2 more. I ain't got,
all right, just a second, I got it, just a second.
On this topic here with the authenticated and approved, everything should just be authenticated.
Right,
Even if you do approve or don't approve, that's moot.
right,
Because once you authenticate it, whether you like it or not, that becomes law.
right,
Or and you have to abide by it, he has to abide by it, I have to abide by it.
right.
So before, when it said approved, that showed that you agreed.
Well, that's what they were trying to pull me into.
Okay, well, now if it says authenticated, whether you approve or not, doesn't matter because you didn't vote anyway.
That's right.
Okay, I just wanted to clarify that in my own head. So everything from now on will say what you just said, voted,
Well, and the things that I
vetoed,
didn't
approved by the
sign,
council, and then, authenticated by you. It'll have those 4 lines, irregardless whether you agree or disagree with it.
right, approval gets taken out,
The word approval
authenticated.
is no
gets
longer
put
in there,
That's what the law
okay,
says.
thank you.
these are 2 brief things, and I didn't get,
Please make them brief. Go ahead.
well, it all got muddled up and I was trying to make them brief. Bill told us, and I think Donnie did at the town hall meeting, that they didn't know at that time, Bill didn't, how many from out of country and out of state people have paid their fee. You said you would find out. Do you have that?
I can tell you, I don't think any out of countries paid. have paid their fee.
Okay.
I don't know how many.
You
out of
cleared something up there, okay? That's positive. Now, the next thing is, well, how are y'all going to proceed to collect? When are you going to? And how are you going to do that?
Which fees are you talking about?
The $80 fee,
The unpaid ones or the?
the unpaid, like I hadn't paid.
it's being handled by Mr. Sype and.
Oh,
That's
okay.
correct.
Okay, now, I guess this brought up that third thing. Y'all's resolution says it's by lot. Didn't it say that, Mr. Sykes?
I'm not talking to you about it. I'll listen to you, but I'm not talking to you.
I got you, and I understand why, and I'm okay with that. Well, your resolution says by lot. I own several lots. But 4 of my lots is only getting charged $80, one $80 fee. Okay? I'm snitching on myself. I think that happens to the mayor too. It happens to several of us here. We own lots of lots, but they're all bunched into one parcel. That goes against your resolution. How do you square that? Nobody's gonna say anything?
I mean, why would
Huh?
I say anything?
Well, I'm not, and I'm being fair. I don't mind paying for this golf course and anything else legally. But let's do this fair and legal for all the
This is not
citizens.
the place for this. It's gonna be in court, in this same room. You're in the right room, but it's gonna be a different time and it's gonna be Judge Tate, okay?
Okay.
That'll be where it is, so let's just move
Oh, well,
on.
see, we wasn't aware. That's transparent. We're finding out things.
And I want to move on then back to the situation with the council. I want to be real clear. I've gone on record here as telling y'all that, and telling people, when people like Uriah was sitting over there and tried to talk to me about whether it was legal for y'all to, approve money to represent you. And I said, yes, it was. However, I don't know if this is true. I don't know if you're really gonna substitute in as a private citizen. I have no idea. I haven't talked to you about it. First I've heard it. Had y'all asked me that, I would have said absolutely not. No. And I want to be sure to get that on record in case there's a grain of truth. Get somebody else that can be. Or don't use city funds, please.
Okay. I'm hoping there's no other comments, but.
I have one more, since I was addressed, if I can, I'd like to
Okay.
answer. The writ of mandamus wasn't done just for signatures. That's all it's talked about tonight, signatures. In the order that's going to be issued, it states that the mayor shall abide by what is laid down in the ordinance for him to do. He still to date has not done everything that's laid down in ordinance for him to do. Once that order is signed, if that's still the state, then there may be other things coming. I'm just saying that is the ultimate reason for the writ of mandamus. It wasn't the signatures alone. It was not following ordinances that were passed by the council.
Okay, and let me
Okay.
respond to you real quick. I'll say this. If that's the case, he doesn't have to do it, and it's such a minor thing, why in the hell are y'all wasting $25,000 doing this?
They said it was a minor thing. There are
It
things.
is a
that-
minor thing.
Okay,
He gets instructed what to do. It's such a minor thing.
fact. This
$25,000 is a fact.
this council presented the situation and were advised by the municipal league and by the district attorney.
Well,
Those
if
two
you'd read the
people.
law,
In
there
that-
it is right there. You'd have
May I
seen
finish?
that pay you wouldn't have won.
May I finish?
Oh, yeah, I'm sorry, I did interrupt you.
Municipal league and the prosecutor, Drew Smith, both said that we should, as a council, do through writ of mandamus, have the mayor perform what was laid out in the ordinances and sign those he has not signed.
See, you're misleading it, Brian.
I'm not.
Drew Smith did not tell you that you need to go do that.
I'll bring
He
the
told-
documentation, the email
Okay.
he sent.
What Drew Smith told you was, that's your avenue if you want to do something, because he wasn't gonna get involved. Okay, so, in other words, he's telling you, he's not involved in it, he ain't gonna file nothing. If you want to go do that, you go do that. But if you
I'll
was
show
a
you the
smart
email.
councilman and you'd have read the law, You ought to save this city $25,000. That's what it's gonna cost. I'm sorry.
Well, 60,000 went out last year for legal fees.
Yeah, I mean, this is wasting money. Okay, I'm through. Okay,
A
no,
lot, that comes in handy.
I have a motion on the floor to,
well,
So I have a question for my councilman Sean
it hasn't been seconded yet. I didn't take the second, I took the motion.
I have a
Just because you
question.
shout something out doesn't make it real if I don't recognize you. That's the way it works. Just so you know. I'm sorry, Pat.
Okay, I have a question for my councilman Sean Draper. Currently, what ward do you reside in? For sure. Okay. Have you resided in that ward since you became a councilman?
Yes. Yeah, you lived there.
Are you sure? You did reside in a different ward and then moved back into 4?
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay, thank you.
Okay, now I have a motion from Jeanette Billiker for adjournment. Luther, I'm assuming you're doing a second?
Yep, I said.
Luther seconds the motion. All those in favor signify by saying aye. All those opposed, say the same.
back up and share with you the trust fall.
How are you doing?
Please do. Give me a reason not to go to work tomorrow.
It's cool.
That's what kids said this morning. This is too hard to go to school. I said, oh, no.
Well, our friend.
So we want to go outside. I'm good for a minute.
Yes, you're correct. Don't.
Sure you keep
Okay.
quick passing the throat.
One of the questions I have for you, and this sounds like a break. If I say no, I realize there's something. But somebody may give me